What's good? Happy Wednesday and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. I'm Anthony Tochi, joined as always by Shane Diefenbach.
Yeah, I am.
How you doing? That wasn't very princess wavy of you today.
No, it was just like a hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice. How's your day going, Shane?
It's not good.
No?
No.
Is it because of the D-bags or?
No. Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot of games left to be played. It's because of the other baseball team that has one more game to be played, and that's it.
Arizona State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
UVA is going to the semifinals.
Not looking too good.
Oh no, it's basically over.
Yeah, U of A. We're not going to talk a whole lot about the Pac-12 Baseball Tournament today, but if you missed it, Arizona beat Oregon State. They came from behind at one point down, I want to say 5 or 6 to nothing pretty early on. Ended up making it a game and taking it over the Beavers 13-12. So they will come out of the pool, which is something.
UCLA needs to beat Washington now.
And ASU has to win on Thursday. They have to beat Oregon State.
Derek tweeting out what all D-backs fans are probably feeling. I'm literally going to scream, period.
Well, it's Arizona State as well, to be honest with you. But let's have a different conversation today. Kind of surprised we've yet to have this conversation on a show before. But we took to Twitter yesterday, or I guess backpedaling a little bit. We took to ChatGPT and asked it a very simple question.
How many
licks
how many
does it
licks
take?
is it?
Yeah. No, we didn't ask it that.
What's
the answer? You do that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, the real question was, who is the greatest Arizona State football player of all time? And this is what we got in response. Okay, so we got Pat Tillman, Jake Plummer, and Terrell Suggs. So we're going to discuss these three as the GOAT for Arizona State football. And then there's obviously a bunch of guys that are also in that conversation. Before we do that, do you want to real quick ask ChatGPT how many licks does it take?
I have to log in and stuff first, so because it remembers.
You do that. You log in really quick. I'm going to tell the great folks at home who can now find us on the little Circle K TVs. If you didn't know, I've been to a Circle K gas station since those dropped probably 3 times, and Leah is on the screen every single time. I know Derek makes some appearances.
That's wild because I've only seen Derek.
That's
I've
crazy.
Never seen
I thought you
myself.
got yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I've gotten Leah every single time. And guys, if you don't go for the Polar Pops, go for the snacks that they have, the great deals that they've got on beer, Red Bull, Monster, iced coffee. They really have got it all. And make sure you're not missing out on all that great stuff. And right now, text PHNX to 31310 to join their SMS subscriber club and get a buy one, get one free offer on 32-ounce Polar Pops. Head to circlek.com/store-locator to find amazing Circle Ks near you.
This thing doesn't want me to do it.
The AI doesn't want you to know how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
It's like, listen, you shouldn't be able to know that.
Okay. I will ask it the question then because I'm already logged in. And in the meantime, would you like to tell the wonderful folks what is happening on Friday?
I'm in.
You're in.
Yeah,
You're in.
I'm in.
Okay. You've cracked the code.
Yep.
I feel like we're hacking like the mainframe right now.
I am. And we're in.
Oh my gosh. For everybody listening on audio, you just cracked his fingers.
You can you can start that real fast while I get this question typed out. What's happening on Friday?
Well, I mean, come on now. It's the Pins and Aces Keeping It 100 golf tournament. If you didn't know, it's at Dobson Ranch, May 26th. Pins and Aces is going to be out there with prizes. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be a ton of folks from PHNX out there. I know in terms of us, it's going to be you, Sean, Jaelen Conyers, Trent Bourget.
Yep. We're going to win it. And the answer is 364 for all of you who's wondering.
364 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
Yep.
Okay, great. Guys,
Catch me at hole 3 and 5.
you're going to be at holes 3 and 5?
Yep.
Yeah, she's going to be running around.
Hole 3, 7:30 to 9. Hole 5, 9, 10:30. See everyone there.
Come say hi, guys.
And you get a sexy Pins and Aces polo.
Oh, the polo, the Phoenix polo,
goes dumb and stupid.
It goes dumb, stupid, crazy, all of the things. Guys, check out pinsandaces.com and use code PHNX to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. Again, that's pinsandaces.com. All right,
yeah.
let's have this conversation. Let's start with the obvious answer here. Pat Tillman, a guy that is an icon that I think not only for ASU, but obviously Cardinals fans, they have their own love for Pat Tillman. Obviously, the statue inside of Sun Devil Stadium. Like, I think something that gets lost in translation with Pat Tillman is obviously what transpired off the field, right? And the person that he was. But when we're talking strictly like what he was able to accomplish on the football field, this is a guy that was an absolute beast for the Arizona State defense.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like it gets overlooked.
Well, yeah, and as just a pure impact, like it is, I think Pat Tillman. I think he is the right answer. It just depends on what you mean by GOAT. You know, like if you're looking at pure stats, he didn't have a longevity, and but if you're talking about like impact, as I said, then it's him.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the honors that he earned in his career. Going back to 1997, he was Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year. In 1995 and 96, or 95, he was second team All Pac-10 All-Purpose Specialist, and then 1996, second team All Pac-10 Outside Linebacker. This is a guy that year after year was the best player on Arizona State's, not only the defense, but really both sides of the ball. And as a specialist in 1997, he literally was ASU's most valuable player. Is there any argument against Pat Tillman being the greatest Arizona State Sun Devil football player of all time?
Statistics, maybe. I mean, like a guy that defensively had more gaudy statistics as Mike Haynes, who is widely considered as one of the best players to ever come out of Arizona State, if not the best. You know, just led the nation in interceptions. He was on one of the best teams ever. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So like,
do you think and again, we are so close to this like conversation daily, or just like the Pat Tillman, the legends. Do you think the conversation is different if the off the field stuff like goes differently? Or do you think he is still the American hero, and for him, like he goes down
that's
still?
it. Yeah, I mean, this is
it's a total
it's a tough conversation, but I don't think you can ever take away with what he did, regardless, just going into the military, instead of and conceding your football career, basically. Like, I don't think you can block that out, regardless of what happens after. So
yeah, and I don't think you can really have the GOAT conversation without like considering all aspects of this, right? Like there's athletes, obviously, that not necessarily in this GOAT conversation, but in others, like you bring up other things like off the court stuff or off the field stuff, and you're like, okay, well, you got to throw this in here. And I think this definitely plays in his favor that, you know, to your point, he conceded his career for, you know, the nation, for his country. I have conversations like this all the time with the greatest of all time, whatever. I hate these conversations, and I know that's what we're doing the whole show. Yeah.
I hate these conversations because I need to know specifics. Like, I can't just say like, what does the greatest of all time mean? I need to know. We had this conversation 2 weeks ago when we were talking about the greatest rapper of all time. Are we talking about pure who has the most hit for hit? Are we talking about who is the most influential? Are we talking about the person who had, you know, the biggest impact in the least amount of time? Like, I need to know.
So what would you like the standard to be?
Well, let's go one by one. Let's go pure football. Who is the best at Arizona State ever?
Pure football.
just
during their time at Arizona State.
It doesn't matter about impact on or off the field. Who is the best football player ever to play?
I think looking at what they were able to accomplish, I have to say Jake Plummer. Or this is a guy that was quite literally dominant. And I don't think we've seen an Arizona State player since him, like quite literally, get to the conversation of the Heisman Trophy, like the peak of college football. And Jake the Snake finished third for the Heisman Trophy voting. Like, this is a guy that from the time he stepped foot in Tempe, a 4-year starter, like he was the guy. And to this day, like you look at some of the players now on Arizona State's roster, and obviously Pat Tillman is what he is. Terrell Suggs is what he is. Mike Haynes is what he is. Randall McDaniel. Like, it always comes back to Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
That at least for me. What about you?
Mark says it. I think it's Terrell Suggs. I mean, we talk about just pure dominance at his position, just a total game wrecker. Like, he was at the top of college football at ASU. And obviously, we're not going to talk about what they did after because that's a different conversation, but a pretty good NFL career too. So I think it's Terrell Suggs, but I will definitely hear the Plummer conversation. And a guy I mentioned before, Mike Haynes, I mean, he also led the league in led the NCAA in something. So
yeah, I mean, look, there is, and I think the conversation, I don't want to say gets lost, but it's so focused. And I think that's what's interesting about having this debate as it relates to a college versus like the NFL or the NBA, right? Is like you bring up those leagues and it's like, okay, there's 2 or 3 players. You look at Arizona State, you look at other universities, right? Like there are so many different guys that you could have that conversation about. And unlike those leagues, right, you can have that conversation of like, okay, are we basing it off of what they did at Arizona State, or are we basing it off of their entire career, what they did off the field? In totality, are you saying it's Pat Tillman though?
Well, what does totality mean?
For totality, I guess this is when I think of like the GOAT. And maybe this doesn't necessarily fit your description, but when I think of the all-time greatest player of Arizona State, for me, it is when somebody says ASU football, period, who is the first player that comes to your mind?
Is that not an icon, though? Is that not like...
Well, it is. I feel like that is part of being the greatest of all time, is being an icon.
Is Jarrett West the greatest basketball player of all time? Because when you say NBA, you think of the logo.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
No, it's not. That's very unfair.
It is. I mean, he is the logo, but like, I feel like it's common sense that it's not Jerry West.
Yeah.
So for you, in totality, I guess, is it Pat Tillman?
I mean, I think it would, like he's the most influential Sun Devil of all time. So if we're gonna say that, then yeah.
Okay.
Again, the GOAT thing is, it's unless you're talking just like if GOAT to you means the greatest player, then it's a different conversation. If GOAT to you doesn't mean that, then who's your GOAT in the NBA? Is it Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
LeBron James.
And why is that?
Because he was the most, I won't say he's the most dominant, but I would say he's accomplished the most over the longest period of time.
Okay, and I would say Michael Jordan, because not only did he, whatever, we're not going to have this conversation, but influence. Like, it just depends on what your GOAT is. So if we're talking that, then Pat Tillman.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. And like I said, this is like I'd listen to really any of those 3 as the GOAT for Arizona State. Taking a look at some of the more recent players that have come through ASU, just to recap what they did and like where they are in this conversation, right? Because again, this conversation about who's the greatest Sun Devil football player of all time, it doesn't necessarily have to involve the life after college football. But you look at a guy like Brock Osweiler or even Jaelen Strong, who had one of the most iconic moments in Arizona State football history. I know he's not in the Pat Tillman, Terrell Suggs, but like you're talking about icons and iconic moments. Guys like N'Keal Harry. Again, I know that conversation is tainted because of what happened and what's, his career in the NFL, but I feel like it is. He was in the last 20 years one of the most dominant receivers at Arizona State.
But is that tainted? I mean,
maybe skewed. It's skewed a little bit.
Yeah, but I can separate that. I can remember what that time was like, and I think Terrell Suggs is the same thing. Like you can take his playing days in the NFL away, and you can still see his 24 sack season. And it's like, holy shit, that's not gonna get touched. I don't know if ever. Like there's gonna have to be somebody that just breaks the game to be able to get that. And that was on a 8-6 team, right?
Yeah,
like, not a great team. So yeah,
just dominance. Yeah, like on an individual basis.
Yeah. You're Bailey Zappi of the defensive line.
You're Bailey Zappi of the defensive line. Add that to the list of things I did not think I would hear today.
Bailey Zappi holds the record for most touchdowns and passing yards.
So I brought up a couple guys. Is there anybody that we haven't discussed in a more recent time period that you're like, I could listen to it, or I see why they're one of the most impactful, dominant players at Arizona State?
Chat, you can throw out some names. I mean, the names you threw out, I don't think you can even get in the conversation about being the
GOAT. Oh yeah, of the greatest of all time. No.
I mean, not really. Not that I can.
What separates guys like that have had iconic moments like a Jaelen Strong, or guys that have had, amazing careers in a Sun Devil uniform like a N'Keal Harry from those guys like a Terrell Suggs and a Jake Plummer?
Oh, one.
Is it just the eye test?
No, absolutely not. Well, one is there's two things there's one thing that those guys each did differently. One, Terrell Suggs, it was like the most dominant player in the country.
Yeah,
at his position.
And same with Jake Plummer. At the time.
And Jake Plummer was considered for a Heisman and also went to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
So those two things haven't been done yet. Like since then, it just hasn't. So until somebody like what separates them is a Heisman vote and a single season stat leader. And I don't know when the next time you're going to get that.
So you have to be a true anomaly, pretty much.
You just have to not just star at Arizona State. You have to star in the country.
Yeah.
To be considered that.
Do you think part of how you get there is also like you can't even have that conversation really until the team does something? Because you look at Jake Plummer and you mentioned the Rose Bowl.
Terrell Suggs was on 8-16.
Yeah.
So no, Aaron Donald was a freak at the University of Pittsburgh. Who shout out my cousin who's a quarterback there, but the University of Pittsburgh, Pitt University.
Yeah.
And he's going to be considered the GOAT there. But shit, when Aaron Donald was playing there, were you paying attention to him in college?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. So.
And I think it's funny that there are so many, or maybe this is maybe we've been spoiled in some of the other sports, right? The fact that we've been able to watch the quote unquote GOATs like a Tom Brady or see a LeBron James who, everybody's got their opinion, but he's in that conversation.
Yeah.
We haven't really got the luxury to see an ASU GOAT. You know what I mean?
Not yet.
Terrell Suggs was the last one, and that was in what, 2004?
2002.
You don't get that luxury in a lot of places. I don't know. I think there is the interesting thing is when you look at the way college sports are now versus the way they were in the past. Terrell Suggs was a highly recruited player. He was coming to ASU as people knew he was going to be a freak. Yeah. Obviously, what he did at ASU and past that, I don't know if anybody would have really thought that. But it's interesting to see now the players that get the 5 stars or the 4-star guys. Will you see another ASU quote unquote GOAT in the next 20 years if it's not a 5-star guy?
Yeah, I think it can definitely happen.
What gives you that confidence?
Just the way the program's trending. Look, here, and I know this is biased because he's going to be here in 3.5 hours. Jaelen is on the watch list for the best tight end in the country this year. Yeah. And that's not just me being biased. I literally saw PFF College tweet that.
Yeah.
What was one of my litmus tests is you're capturing
national
attention. You're garnering national attention. You're not just being good at ASU. So, I mean, you can get one right there, and he can be considered in the conversations of a Todd Heap at ASU. So, the game has changed a bunch since then too. So, I mean, you're going to see something this year that I don't think you've ever seen an Arizona State tight end do, even though there's been 2 very, very, very good ones when you think of them, and Todd Heap and Zach Miller. Yeah.
So you think Jaelen Conyers has, and I mean, just this is, I guess, zooming out a little bit or zooming in. Away from the GOAT in more of positional greatness, Jaelen Conyers has the potential to be the best Arizona State tight end ever, period.
Yeah. Because that doesn't only encompass what he can do this year in this offense, but it can also encompass he is an NFL ready guy, right now. I think.
Yeah.
He could play snaps. So.
And he's a beast. He's an animal.
Yeah.
When he gets going, it is terrifying for defenses.
Let's talk about single game GOATs. Real fast.
Single game
goats. Can you think of? I'm going to go first. This is the most recent one. Kalen Ballage.
I mean, quite literally,
that was a single game GOAT
against the Patrick Mahomes in Texas Tech.
Uh-huh.
What do you have? 7 touchdowns in that game against Texas Tech?
7 touchdowns.
That game, I remember being at that game.
Single game GOAT. Rashad Penny.
Okay.
Against ASU.
Yeah, we didn't need that.
That was fun.
Depends.
I was at that game.
Yeah. It depends which side you're on. You bring up the Kalen Ballage game. What's crazy to me about that game is he did not eclipse 140 rush yards in that game.
Yeah.
And he only had 13 carries.
He was just scoring.
He had 13
Wait,
carries.
he had 13 carries?
He had 13 carries.
That's so funny.
13 carries. That's like the Randy Moss graphic where it's like 3 catches, 180 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He quite literally had 13 carries, a $137, and 7 touchdowns.
Who else?
You know, Mahomes was the leading rusher for Texas Tech in that game too.
That's funny. What was Ayiuk's final line in that Oregon game? Was it? Was that just
a crazy touchdown at the end? Let's see. I mean, talk again. You want to talk like a moment was
Rachaad White's performance against Washington last year or 2 years ago? Yeah. Holy smokes. That was one. I don't even remember how many touchdowns he had, but he single-handedly won ASC that game. Jaelen Collage. Yep, that's a good guy too.
Jaelen Collage. I love that for you. Brandon Ayiuk finished that game with 7 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown. And the long was obviously that 81-yard touchdown.
Which, by the way, was one of the best balls I've seen in Arizona State, the quarterback throw.
From Jaden?
Yes, that was a perfect pass.
Jaelen Collage.
Where were you when that happened? Do you remember?
Yes, I was.
That was one of those moments where I'm like, I remember where I was.
What is that bar? I was at Sun Bar.
Really?
Yes, I was at Sun Bar.
It must have just opened.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
I remember being at Sun Bar with a group of people that weren't giant sports fans. And I remember going to that bar instead of going to the game because I'm like, it's like a top 10 Oregon team.
Mhm.
Like there's no way. And it was on the TV. And at a certain point, you're like, holy shit, like they have a chance to win this game. And it gets toward the end. And obviously that crazy touchdown. I remember Mill Avenue kind of going crazy.
Mill Avenue?
What?
I've never heard anybody say
Mill Avenue instead of Mill.
Mill?
I don't know. It just came out.
No, I mean it's fine. That was
technically.
No, it is. That was just your journalism.
Where were you?
Your journalism coming out. I was at what are those apartments called? Oh, they're like so far off of University. They're really far west. I forget what they're called. I was at one of my buddy's apartments and we were like watching the game and like there were so many people in his apartment that like the door was open, so people were like outside also like watching the game. And yeah, I just remember sprinting around and putting a 16-pack, empty 16-pack of beer on my head, like a case.
Yeah,
so I could see through where the handle is.
It was a good evening. It was a good game. Yeah. Chris bringing up the Marion Grice game versus Wisconsin, a game ASU won 32-30, and Marion Grice having, I mean, talk about a workhorse, 22 carries, 84 rush yards, and 4 touchdowns. Again, not the craziest rush yard total, but still.
Here you go. Here's the Washington game I was thinking of. Rachaad White, 32 carries, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 catches, 53 yards, leading receiver.
Damn. There have been some crazy. That's one thing I don't think that gets talked about enough. And maybe it's again.
Merlin Robertson had a huge interception in that game.
Merlin early on in his career was a dog. That just like there are good players that go to Arizona State that have come to Arizona State. People don't, I feel like, realize that. Like there are some goats that have literally come here. Terrell Suggs, one of the greatest Baltimore Ravens of all time, was an Arizona State Sun Devil. Randall McDaniel, one of the greatest NFL players of all time, went to Arizona State. Like, there are talented Sun Devils, League Devils, as I like to call them, that have gone here. Okay. We've been talking about goats literally for the last half hour, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you about another goat. Is that your goat impression?
Yes.
I didn't like it, to be honest with you. Can you give me one more? What do you think, Leah?
That sounded a little more sheep to me.
Yeah, that was. Here.
Whoa.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, you sounded like something from Lord of the Rings.
Baby goats? You ever heard a baby goat scream?
Oh my God. Okay, that is quite literally the scariest thing that I've ever heard. Guys.
You need more fear in your life, Anthony.
No, I don't. It's the craziest thing you've ever said to me. I'm going to tell you guys about the goat of sunglasses, Shady Rays.
Goat glasses.
You can shop the entire collection at their brand new location, Kierland Commons. A full-stop shop for all things Shady Rays.
I'm trying to get it down.
If you don't love your Shady Rays, exchange for a new pair, return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back. And because we're talking about the GOAT of sunglasses exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use that code PHNX for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized
50?
50
Wow.
off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
There are 2 Pete's that'll make you throw your ass in a circle. One of them is Steve Peters,
Wow.
who said he was going to throw his ass in a circle in Nashville, and I'm excited for that. I will get video of that for everybody. And the second is Legal Pete's.
That'll have you throwing your ass in a
every
circle?
time I dip my chip in the queso and eat it, I start throwing my ass
Throw
in a
that
circle.
ass in a circle.
Throw that ass in a circle. And
Is
go ahead.
it Pete? Is it Pete yelling that at you?
No. That's everybody at Illegal Pete's going,
throw that ass in a
go
circle.
Shane. Go Shane.
Then there's
I'm
like a goat in the corner. Okay, for everybody
For
on
those
audio.
on audio.
Yeah, he's vibing over here. He's vibing.
Patio season means patio ass shaking.
Okay.
Just kidding. Patio beers. Legal Pete's Margaritas got the strongest in Arizona. Stop into either their Tucson or Tempe locations for a house beer bucket for you and the whole crew.
Really?
5 pints for 15 buckaroos. Soak up the sun with a loaded burrito, crisp beer on the patio.
God,
Legal Pete's, your go-to spot for Kalen Balazs, Marion Grice, and Rashad White.
God. Illegal Pete's. Who knew they had running backs like that?
Mm-hmm.
Kinda
That was a
crazy.
stacked room. And yeah, hey, what am I saying? Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot for Chip Trainum.
Shane, before we
And chips and queso Trainum.
before we finish this goat conversation, or actually before we move on, is there any final things that you would like to say about the
Zane
goat?
Gonzalez.
Can a kicker ever be the greatest of all time though?
They can be the greatest kicker of all time.
But they can never be the greatest player of all time.
I'm the wrong person to ask because I think that I don't want to talk about this right now.
No, let's talk about it.
I'm not a.
You're not a big kicker guy?
Kicking shouldn't be in sports.
What?
Mm.
That is a
In the
hot
NFL.
take.
Kicking shouldn't be in the NFL.
What would you?
I would just rather 2-point conversion and punt or go
Kicking
for it.
shouldn't be in the NFL.
Yep.
Like period.
Yep.
Okay, so how do you feel about Justin Tucker?
I think he's the greatest kicker of all time.
He's the greatest kicker of all time, but like, can he?
No.
He can.
No.
A kicker or punter can never be the single greatest player of all time,
No, they can be the greatest player on their team.
but not of all time. Like Justin
No.
Tucker can never be the greatest Raven of all time.
Dog.
I'm just asking.
Thank you, Corn.
Jaelen, did you spawn the moment that Shane said that you are one of the best tight ends in the nation? I think he did.
I think so.
Kind of like the Zane Meeks thing. It's just JJ's going to appear at some point.
Shit, you just made
Yeah,
JJ.
I know. I just spawned JJ.
Zane Meeks.
Okay. You know what day it is?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
It is Wednesday, my dudes. There we go. I did not like that. So we're gonna be snake drafting, and we've got a little twist for this week's snake draft. Leah,
Wait. Oh,
what
I was gonna go twist in 3, 2, 1. That was gonna make.
twist?
That was gonna make her.
How do you twist, real quick?
It's just like this,
Like-
and then you like move your. It's like you like move your shit the other
Feels
way.
like you're walking through mud.
Well, because I'm sitting down.
That's a good twist. He's
Yeah,
got a
I mean,
good
that's how you
over it.
twist.
He's twisting. Yeah. So this week we are going to be drafting the best animals. Okay.
Go
Stop.
of animals.
The goat. Yes, the goat of animals, if you will. Shane, you won
2 in a row.
last week. You're
2 in
on a
a row.
heater.
Whoa!
There is Leah. She's going to be drafting with us.
2 in a row.
So where would you like to?
2 in a row.
Yes, 2 in a row. You got
I'm gonna
it.
draft third.
You're going to draft third.
Yeah, y'all can have your bird.
I'm gonna
or your-
take-
whoa, or your dogs and
bird.
cats.
I'm gonna take second in this draft because I
Yeah.
don't think there's a clear number one, and I like consistency. Leah, that means, Leah, you get the first overall pick.
This is a lot of pressure on
It
me
is a
for
lot of
my
pressure.
first snake draft with you guys.
Jaelen,
but
Shane, if your snake draft is ass, I give up on you, dude.
I've won the last 2 in a row. Have you not seen? He's been out of town. Well, when he comes in, I'll show him what I've drafted.
Put it on the
Yeah,
graphic
man.
today for the high point.
Yeah.
Okay, without further ado, for the very first time, Leah Merrill, you are on the clock.
She's trading it away.
Already?
Yep, she's trading the pick.
I'm trading it to Owen. I'm just kidding. All right. Well,
A whale.
this is a lot of pressure to go first, and the problem with
Wow.
this draft in particular is there are a lot of animals.
There are.
But
No, there's like 5.
I am going to choose something that I think is a universal pick. It might be a basic pick, but it's a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a solid pick. Was it the number 1? I don't know. I don't know if there was a.
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
It absolutely was the number 1 pick.
Okay. This is a tough one for me. I'm just gonna go an animal that I've always wanted as a pet.
Wow. Sweet.
Give me the penguin.
Yeah,
I want the
that's
penguin.
That's a great pick.
I think they're
That's a great pick.
versatile, and I think they're a little slept on.
You
I think they're a
know,
little slept on.
this is where like 2 teams win in the trade.
Yeah.
I won right here.
Yeah.
Because this is what I expected to happen. This is why I wanted 3rd.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have again, 2nd, I probably wouldn't have taken cat because it's so polarizing.
Yeah.
But at 3, I'm taking cat.
Okay.
100%.
Interesting.
I got 2 cats. They're the best. And I know some people don't like cats. Whatever.
Clint in the chat just dropping the beaver emoji. Love that.
Oof,
okay, so on the way back here, where are you going?
Do I give some love to my
This is a tough draft.
This is tough. This is really tough because
Like, do you just draft your favorite animals?
yeah, I mean,
Wow, there's
a lot of different ways you can go about this because are you pandering to an audience or are you staying true to
I'm not pandering.
you?
I don't pander.
You know?
I never pander.
Okay.
I just don't know if I want to go the cat route and keep drafting cats.
I mean,
No,
just-
what am I saying?
All cat
What am
draft?
I saying? The best animal in the world. Wait, can I put this in? I'm not. I'm trying to. Give me the monkey.
the monkey.
Give me the monkey.
Why the monkey?
Because monkeys are. I went to a zoo
You went to
over
a
the
zoo.
weekend.
Okay,
There had so many monkeys there.
they did.
They're my
It is
favorite.
a zoo.
I don't know if I didn't know if I was going to take gorilla, a certain type of monkey. I'm just taking monkey.
Okay.
Give me the monkey.
This is tough. This is so tough for me. Give me the wolf. Give me the wolf. It's just one of my favorite animals. I've got it tattooed on my arm. I feel like I'm obligated to draft
Yeah.
stuff that I have inked on me.
So you're going to draft a clock.
You gonna draft a clock? Go fuck yourself.
All right. It's my turn.
I thought
All
that
right.
was funny.
Yeah. Well.
I am going
Ha-ha.
to take, and since we're gonna do not super specific, I'm gonna take a bear
Okay.
as
okay.
my second
Love
pick.
that. Love
and then
that.
my
Hate that.
third pick. Okay. And then my third pick, I'm taking an otter.
Ooh.
Just a great animal.
Such a good pick.
Yeah, those things are so
Such a
cute.
great pick.
Those
Leah.
things are so cute.
God, you nailed that. Okay. Again, I'm going back to animals. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna reach on this one. You know what?
Axolotl.
You know what? What?
An oxolotl.
No, I don't
Have you ever
even
seen
know
an
what that is.
axolotl?
No, not at all.
You want me to show it to you?
Sure. Let's see what an
It's
axolotl.
these things.
That is terrifying.
What? They're so cute.
That's not cute, dog.
Yeah, they are. Hold on. Look
It
at
looks like a little gremlin.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Okay.
What do you think of axolotls?
Love them. Did you know that they can regenerate their own cells? They
That's
literally-
crazy. That's crazy.
She knows too much about axolotls.
Did you know this?
Okay, go ahead.
Same route. Love the animal. Love it so much that it is on my body forever. Give me a tiger. The real king of the jungle. Don't me. Don't no.
What's the king of the jungle?
It's a tiger.
What'd you say? The real king of the jungle isn't the tiger?
No, everyone's like the lion's the king of the jungle.
The lions live in the jungle, aren't they? In the Water Sahara?
In the jungle,
The
the
mighty
mighty
No, I know,
jungle,
I get that.
the
Like-
lion sleeps tonight.
No, I've heard that before. But now I'm thinking like lions aren't really in the jungle like that. That's
such
really,
a good,
that's
such
really,
a good movie.
It's really stupid.
What's stupid?
That the lions are considered the king of the jungle. They're not in the
Oh.
jungle. They don't be in the
Who
jungle like
also
that.
decides that?
Exactly.
Who's like,
Yep.
Owen says it's a misnomer they've been found in the Ethiopian
okay,
rainforest.
Let's go
Wee
with
boy,
just a
wee boy.
fantastic animal. Give me the horse.
yeah,
Huge
that's-
horse guy.
You're a horse guy?
Yeah.
You don't strike me as a horse guy. More like a pony man.
Sean, you're not on the show anymore. Okay, go away.
All right, you're on your way back. What do you got? This is one of the tougher drafts,
Yeah, it is.
to be honest with you.
I'm gonna take a shark.
Okay.
Love shark.
Do you?
Big shark guy.
Big shark guy?
Big water guy.
Okay. Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna go back to an aquatic animal here. They're cute and I love them. Give me the seahorse. I think they're cute.
I mean, they are cute.
Yeah. Give me the seahorse, baby. The real horse.
When you said
You drafted the mid horse.
Yeah, I drafted horse and then shark, and then you were like seahorse.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
when Tocher said, "Give me a cute water animal," I thought he was gonna go with this, which is gonna be my next pick, a
Oh, God.
dolphin.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're fucked up.
Yeah.
Dolphins are real
I'm more
fucked
scared
up.
of dolphins than I am sharks.
Yeah. Dolphins are kind of fucked up animals.
All right. And then my last pick. There's so many different ways to go. Give
There are
me.
a lot of ways to go here.
Mhm.
There are, and now I'm under some pressure. Give me leopard.
It's a good one.
That is a good one.
It's a good one.
Ooh. Oh, am I up? This
Yeah.
is tough. This is tough. I had a pick in my head, and then I saw one. I'm like, this animal's funny looking, and I kind of want to draft it.
Go ahead.
Give me the capybara.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love those little guys. They're not really little. They're fucking huge.
They're like deceptively big.
Yeah, they're
Like you don't when you look at a picture of them, you don't think they're big.
And I'm
then
not
you're
a
like,
big. I'm not a big rat guy.
Yeah,
Not a
well,
big rat guy.
Yeah,
Speaking from personal experience,
yeah. Is
but
that,
like,
is that a red flag? Is that a red flag or is that a deal breaker
no,
for you?
it's both.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm speaking. Stop it right now. Capybara.
Well, you brought this upon yourself.
No, I did, but like,
Would you ever date a girl that owned a rat?
Don't lie, yes you would.
I'm gonna take an I'm gonna take
if
an
you know, you know. If you know,
I'm gonna
you
take-
know.
it's funny because no one knows except for us three. I'm gonna take an elephant here.
An elephant.
Take an elephant here.
Okay.
Final pick.
Okay.
Love a good elephant.
You love a good elephant. I was gonna
Hate a
draft.
bad elephant.
I was gonna draft a chicken.
I was also considering elephant.
Yeah, chicken or duck. I think ducks are adorable.
We could have gone on for 5 more rounds, like
yeah.
10 more rounds.
Let's go ahead and go
All right,
over
let's
them.
recap. Leah, for her very first snake draft on the Sun Devil Show, took a dog, a bear, an otter, a dolphin, and a leopard. That's a very versatile unit that she's got right there.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, that feels like the Celtics. Like I'm trying to poke a hole, I can't really do it.
Well,
But you do.
until
You
you realize the otter compares itself to like a demigod and
Well,
then
then-
shoots one of 18.
Then you have to play my team, the Miami Heat, which is full of kind of a bunch of bums, and then you get to the Penguin, aka Jimmy Butler, and he
Did you
puts
just
you to
call a
sleep.
wolf and a tiger a bum?
Yeah, I got a Gabe Vincent. I got my Bam Adebayo.
You don't have a Caleb Martin.
Yeah, I do. It's a
No,
capybara.
no, the
the
Caleb-
capybara is my Caleb Martin.
No, I have
Yes, it is.
I have a Caleb Martin and it's the cat.
Okay. So yeah, Shane's list is a cat, a monkey, a horse, a shark, and an elephant. It's another very diverse list. And to recap, I got a penguin, a wolf, a tiger, a seahorse, and a capybara. God, I love these drafts so much. Who do you think is the early favorite?
Nobody.
Nobody?
No, just preference. I don't know what our fans like the most.
You think Shane is the early favorite? What animal on his list kind of like?
I mean, you really have to ask her that? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sharks are dope.
Mm-hmm.
Plus sharks are dope. Okay. Well, you go in the middle of the ocean, one-on-one, you and a shark. You tell me if that's still dope.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. You make fun of me for this all the time. You went so niche, my bro.
I went.
You
No,
went-
I did. I
you
did.
drafted
I
a
just.
fucking
I didn't know how to
capybara.
draft. I drafted animals that I fucked with.
Yeah.
I didn't really know. Like,
Owen in the chat bringing up a good point. Can't believe you did a snake draft of animals. Didn't even draft a fucking snake.
thank you, Owen, for that. Really, really appreciate it, guys.
I do like snakes.
Look, we've been talking goats
Snake
all
would've been a
day.
better pick
I
than
told you
capybara.
about the greatest of all time in terms of sunglasses. Now I'm going to tell you about the greatest of all time in terms of burritos, and it's easy. It's Burrito Express. We tell you every single day, whether we're having the goat conversation or not. Burrito Express, in terms of the GOAT conversation, is literally if you had Michael Jordan and LeBron James together. That is what Burrito Express
Wow.
is. They've got locations all over the valley. The food, Samax, the service is uncomparable to anything you've ever experienced. Guys, check them out and give them a follow on social at Burrito EXP.
Go ahead and follow Burrito EXP and follow me to your local Four Peaks.
Oh, we're following you?
You can.
That feels
Like a
Crime.
bunch. What?
like a crime. To follow you?
Well, not if I say follow me and
Like
and somebody
Dora?
follows me, that's
Like-
not a crime.
Dora the Explorer, like, come on,
Yeah.
let's go.
Can you find the beer?
Where?
Where? It's right behind me, isn't it? There is some Four Peaks right there.
Swiper, drink responsibly.
Can you find the guy drinking responsibly?
It's a kid's show.
Okay, I got a problem with
Can you
Max.
find the guy
I got a
drinking
problem with Max.
responsibly?
He tries to poke holes in our ads.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's a hole poker.
Yeah, you damn hole poker.
He
I'm
just
big-
poked a hole,
I'm
a
a big-
proverbial hole.
Sometimes I poke holes in the Four Peaks beer
Yeah?
to shotgun them.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. That's
As
understandable.
I said, WOW is the most shotgunnable beer. And if you want to get some WOW, go ahead and head over to their 8th Street Pub and check out at Four Peaks Brew and at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. Can you find the last part of the ad that I need to read? You must be 21 years or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly.
That was so awesome. Gosh, oh, I didn't. Can we try that one more time? There we go.
Hola, soy Dora.
I just wanted that.
Can you find the end of the show?
Guys, if
Please?
you enjoyed the content, give us a follow at PHNX _Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony _Totri. You can follow Shane at Shane Deef, and we will be right here, same time, same place, Thursday.
Wait, chat. Can you find the like button? Hit it. Bye.
We'll see you Thursday. Peace.